All right, Adam, the big news of the week, and this is a crappy one. It is Niantic organizational update. Says today, John Henke shared the following email with Niantic employees. So we have this.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna just read it. This is just me reading between the lines.
Okay.
Okay. Says, "Dear all, gonna have to let a lot of you go. The decision to cut remote raids has cost us too much in revenue." And there's no way in my heart that I'm reverting.
If we had just listened to JRE,
if we had just listened to the community, everyone would still have a job, and we wouldn't be shutting down all these extra games or this studio. We could survive, but because we can't, because so many people spoke with their wallets and don't align with what I am aligning. Like the pillars that I want to align with, I'm gonna have to let all of you go.
Let's hear what he actually says.
There's a select few. No, okay.
No, dude, and Pokemon.
But that's how it feels. That's how it feels.
Right? No, for sure.
That's how it feels.
And for the masses, that's how they took it. That's how they took it.
Well, imagine And it's like, I feel so bad for the employees that lost their job.
Are you kidding me? It's terrible. People have relocated.
But at the same time, are they thinking that too? Had we have just had the decision been made, people were spending truckloads of money on these remote passes. That could have saved my job.
Let's dig into the actual memo here.
Yeah, okay, all right,
and then we'll come back to that. All right. It says, this is John Henke's email to the staff. I have some news to share with you about the steps we're taking to set up Niantic for the future. They mean some difficult changes for our organization, but I believe they are important if we are to weather the current challenges in the market and take advantage of the long-term opportunity in front of us. I've made the decision to narrow our focus on mobile game investments, concentrating on first-party games that most strongly embody our core values of location and local social communities. The mobile gaming market is very mature, and only the best and most differentiated titles have a chance to succeed. We also want to increase our focus on building for the emerging class of mixed reality devices and the future of augmented reality glasses. Specifically, this means we will be closing our LA studio, reducing our game platform team, and making additional reductions across the company. As a result, we'll be sunsetting NBA All-World and stopping production on Marvel World of Heroes. This means we are laying off around 230 Niantics. All right.
Okay, can we hard pause real quick?
Yep.
Because I need to chime in real quick.
Go.
I will. Cowboy Hat Caterpie has.
He's gone heel, by the way. Cowboy Hat Caterpie, man, you went heel.
So I know he's had some negative thoughts and positioning recently, but he did have a good point in one of his latest tweets. He talks about how can Niantic have had all these other IPs that are in the top 10 in the world, and they essentially killed them, like Harry Potter, Wizards Unite. And I was saying this last night to Chanel, and she goes, well, yeah, they didn't do anything with Harry Potter. There was no crazy events. There was no nothing. And I know that they did have some smaller things, but there was no like imagine having big Go Fest, but for Harry Potter. Like, people love Harry Potter. People love Wizard. Just look at the new game that just came out. Chanel's been playing that nonstop. They still love the wizarding world.
So,
and for that game to have flopped, for them to have just killed that, then NBA All-World, a lot of people like basketball. How did that flop? There was so much investment in it.
It proves that the IP will not carry a game. You can have a game like with Harry Potter's name attached to it. If it's not a good game, it's not going to do well. You can have the NBA. You can have licenses from Adidas and the Players Association, and the game is getting closed down. Marvel, one of the biggest entertainment franchises in the world, the game was in production. That's getting closed down. The IP will not carry the game. The game has to be successful. It has to generate revenue.
And I will say, okay, and they continue and they're like, we're gonna put our focus in Pikmin Bloom and Monster Hunter, and I'm like, what? They're killing a Marvel game and going with Monster Hunter, and they're killing NBA All World, and I don't understand all these decisions. This is why I'm not a business owner. But at the same time, I'm like, all this just feels so wrong.
All right.
Something about this feels very, very wrong.
So
and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
This is what the part of the blog here or the memo that I do like, and this is something that the community and us have always asked Niantic for, and that's accountability. And the ace talks about it here. He says, why are we making this change? He said, the answer is straightforward. We have allowed our expenses to grow faster than our revenue. That's cut and dry. It's cut and dry accountability. In the wake of the revenue surge we saw during COVID, we grew our headcount and related expenses in order to pursue growth more aggressively, expanding existing game teams, our AR platform work, and new game projects and roles that support our products and employees. Post-COVID, our revenue returned to pre-COVID levels, and new projects and games and platforms have not delivered revenues commensurate with those investments. NBA All-World did not generate revenue like it should have for that expensive of a game. I mean, they had dedicated studios for that game. This change will bring expense and revenue back into line while preserving our core asset and long-term update. And they say, why does this happen? Furthering their accountability. There are both internal and external factors. We are operating in a tough market environment due to overall global macroeconomic slowdown, as well as unique challenges to the mobile gaming and AR markets. In the years since Pokemon GO's launch, the mobile market has become crowded, and changes to the App Store and the mobile advertising landscape have made it increasingly hard to launch new mobile games at scale. We also face an AR market that is developing more slowly than anticipated because of technology challenges and because larger players are slowing down their investments in light of the macro environment. We also bear responsibility for our own performance. Today's highly competitive mobile game market requires dazzling quality and innovation. It also requires strong monetization in the social core, which can drive viral growth and long-term engagement. Teams need platforms, tools that are force multipliers, enabling them to build the highest quality at powerful engagement features quickly and efficiently. Our AR map and platform must deliver the features that developers want in a robust and reliable way. We have not met our goals in all of these areas. It's pretty good accountability. Is it PR speak? Maybe. But it's public accountability. That's a good thing. What does it mean for Niantic moving forward? We'll remain long-term believers in augmented reality as the future form of computing. I agree with that. We believe we can build key content and platform services that will help realize the promises of technology shift. I agree. Wearables. The rise of mixed reality video pass-through devices like the MetaQuest Pro and Apple Vision Pro validates the long-term importance of AR, but this class of device is only an intermediate stepping stone to a true outdoor AR device. Agreed. So we have to adjust our strategy, and this part is pretty important, and we'll give our thoughts here. It says the top priority is to keep Pokemon Go healthy and growing as a forever game. While we made some adjustments to the Pokemon Go team, our investment to the product and team continues to grow. And like I said, they're going to continue with AR, Pikmin Bloom, Peridot, Monster Hunter. A lot of stuff going on, So Pokemon Go is still their top priority. They said in the Ed Wu article with Eurogamer, they said that Pokemon Go's revenue was up year over year. People read the Niantic note here and be like, they lied to us. How could they say revenue for Pokemon Go is up? And then in this article, it says that money is down. People need to understand that Pokemon Go is just one piece of Niantic. So Pokemon Go revenue could be way up, but Niantic revenue overall can be down. Two completely different things.
But if they had remote raid passes.
So that's the huge argument from the Hear Us Niantic crowd and
because I honestly, that is the number, that is the information that I know we'll never get, but that is the information I would love to see how much money they were making from it and where it is now.
So there are tools online that can give you hints at that, but they're never going to be accurate as really seeing their financial sheet, you know?
Yes, but still, like...
All right, but here's the thing, Adam. Remote raid passes have only been changed since April 6th. It's 3 months.
Yeah.
You're not going to incur losses commensurate with 230 jobs and closing of a studio in 3 months. Did it have an impact on the revenue?
If it was a significant drop, then it could be partial.
Right. I'm not going to deny that definitely there was an economic downfall here with the remote raid pass thing. Clearly. People went from spending $100 a week to nothing. So for sure, there was an economic downfall. I don't think that what I'm seeing on Twitter, and this is why I was getting into it, is people were drawing these false equivalences. If they just listened to us, if they didn't change this, these people would still have their jobs. Like, that's making a mockery of the situation. You don't know that. And when I hear people with platforms boasting about this crap, it drove me nuts. I was like,
so am I driving you nuts right now?
A little bit. But it's like, but we're talking about it. You're not telling me to, like, you know, sliding into the DMs and being like, hey, Ken, do me a favor, kill yourself. You're not doing that. So it's like, it's okay. Exactly. So people on the Pokemon Go team, 230 employees at Niantic, their worlds got turned upside down. And if you're not sensitive to that, it's dark, man. It's dark. And what I was seeing from people with platforms, which really upset me, was this BS line of empathy. I feel so bad for the 230 employees. However, if you just listen to us, this would have never happened. You still have your... Like, it felt like Kanye. It was like, I'm going to let you finish, but, you know, Beyonce should have won, you know? It's like, we don't know what would have happened, but we can talk about it. But don't draw a direct line between things that it's unfounded. Let me get up. Let me pull up Twitter again real quick. I'm going to pull up a specific tweet. Hold on a second, because I saw something that summed up a lot, and I'm going to pull it up here. And this is Kestrel, who's the community manager for Pokemon Go. They say, side-eyeing some of the people making callous, cruel comments on Twitter about the layoffs, while they have also applied for the contractor role I posted. This is a pretty significant tweet, because this is exactly what I'm seeing. You have people in their same breath saying, I feel bad for the people that lost their jobs, but everyone else there is a total idiot. Or everyone else there should be fired. Or the boss should be fired. Hanky, down with Hanky.
Well, when they're panky. No.
It's bizarre, man. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
There's been incredible amounts of hate. And I got into it with people. I dug in. I was like, you're cold, man. And what people were... They were like tagging Kestrel and tagging Michael Staranka and like, this is your community leader calling people clowns. I was going back and forth with JREC Wolf, who, dude, remember, we've talked about this plenty. We're entertainers, right? I'm still going to break bread with the dude, right? Like I really am not that bent out of shape.
But is he going to break the bread with you?
Probably not.
Probably.
I don't know. Maybe he'll hit me with a baguette or something. But I invited him on the show. He said no. He said no. But
well, he doesn't want you to make him look like a clown.
Well, maybe.
Because you're going to edit it and...
Yeah, I'll just edit it. I told him I wish he had diarrhea. I was like, dude, this is so messed up that you're saying all these things. I hope you get diarrhea today. And people lost their minds. People lost their minds.
I hope you get a tummy ache.
This is like, and they're like, this is the community leader? This is the notable trainer wishing diarrhea on people? Yeah. I wished diarrhea on him because he was being so ridiculously mean and callous and cold and rude.
And then he's got diarrhea of the mouth. So I mean, in terms, that's what you could have meant too. So I mean,
so then I went on going back and forth with people that were just digging into me and like really twisting it, and the bootlicker and how could you do this? Like they don't deserve your empathy. Like really mean, callous stuff. And this guy whose name was Clown, his picture was a clown who said, yeah, us clowns are doing this and that. And I was like, yeah, you clowns. Yeah. I think I called them keyboard clowns. I go, you're promoting this agenda. I go, you could talk about the layoffs. You could talk about it and discuss it. But when you're exploiting it to push your agenda, if they had only listened, I got major issue with that. So I called them keyboard clowns, and people lost their minds. They're trying to get me canceled, all that stuff. What's worse than a clown with diarrhea? I don't know. That'd be pretty funny. He's like on the toilet. He's like my white gloves.
I tried to wipe and it's on my glove.
But
I have no toilet, but I have this giant shoe.
So, what does it mean for Pokemon Go? There was losses at Pokemon Go. Key people, community managers, key people. Some that were tenured, some that have been around since Ingress. I also shared in, we have a private Pokemon Professor Network Discord chat. I'm not going to pull it up, obviously. But I did bring up, hold on a second. I just blacked out our window. There was something I shared in here that was pretty significant. And let me pull it up. Where is it?
Where is it?
I'm looking for it.
Where is it? You got to look for it faster.
I'm trying. And
you're clearly not trying hard enough.
I know. I should have been prepared. I'm not prepared. Okay, here we go. Let me pull this up now. This is from Life OFC. It says, in a bit of news, I'm no longer at Niantic Labs. I was one of the 230 people that they laid off today. And he has a very rational and positive spin to all of it. It's great. So it's like, who is this guy? He's the co-creator of Google Earth. They laid off literal geniuses. This was bigger than Pokemon Go. This was not just Pokemon Go. This was company-wide. This dude literally was a co-creator of Google Earth. One of the most bright minds in the world. And was leading the way for Web3. No longer with Niantic. This is serious business, man. This is serious. This dude's a literal genius. And people are like, if remote raid passes were still here the way they were, that this guy would still have his job?
Listen, I'm just curious to see what the numbers, you know what I mean? If that could have saved one person's job, that means something.
Sure. And we would be naive and we would be remiss if we said that these financial losses didn't have an impact, even though they've only been short term. I agree. But the false equivalences of if you just listen to us, or now you're going to listen to us now that you see what happened, or that I told you so, like, stop it. Y'all are violating. No good. Have compassion. Have empathy. That's all I ask. And then people got mad at me because I made a joke. Paul Gibson, let me pull it up here on our Twitter. I retweeted him and I was like, yo, this is one of the funniest tweets I've ever seen. And it's satire, clearly. But it says, ESPN just laid off 20 of their long-tenured presenters. If only Niantic hadn't nerfed remote raid passes. You know what I mean? Like, that's how silly they look. It's obviously clear satire. It's obviously, a joke. But people then ripped into me going, really? This is what you're doing? You're making light of it after you told everyone not to? It's like, no. That's clearly satire. I go, I could watch stand-up comedy and not be offended, and they could say some pretty messed up things in the stand-up routine. You know what I'm saying? But I know that it's satire. I know that it's comedy. It's not comedy when you're like saying not only should the 230 people lost their jobs, but John Hankey should lose his job too because they're all morons and they didn't listen to me. I know best from, mom's basement. The violating.
The keyboard has the answers.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah. So it's a terrible scenario.
Just covered in Dorito
it's
dust,
a terrible situation. The guy, picture the guy from the South Park episode. Like, I got the bald head for it. I go, that's me. It's a terrible scenario, a terrible situation. We ask everyone to just be cool, man. Just be cool. You could talk about it. You don't have to dig in. You don't have to take shots. Like, that's all I'm saying. And people are like, well, we're not taking shots at employees. We're taking shot at the company. It's like,
I mean, if you need to take a shot of something, hopefully you're 21 and you take a shot of something that
water
will help you to sleep at night.
Take some Pepto for that diarrhea.
That's the only shot you need to take.
It's not an easy scenario. It's tough to talk about. It's a total bummer. What does it mean for Pokemon Go? We're going to have to see. Key people that the creators interacted with, key people that the community interacted with, no longer with the company. What does that mean? I don't know.
Listen, I have some questions for you.
For the air or?
Well, no. Just because those were our go-to people.
Those were our go-to people.
Now, and is the things that they said?
I have no idea.
Still valid.
I have absolutely no idea.
In light of all of this other stuff,
I have absolutely no idea.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. No one knows.
Yeah,
we're in this period of uncertainty. We're hoping to get answers. If we get clearance to talk about the stuff, of course we will. But everything's an unknown right now. And if we think it's unknown,
except for the spawns.
Oh yeah, we know they're gone.
Have unknowns for the spawns.
Oh yeah, no unknowns. But it's a sensitive situation. Just don't be a jerk, right? We've promoted that from the beginning. Like, discourse is good, disagreement is good, friendly debate is good. Just don't be a jerk. That's all I ask. And people are like, "Oh, you're being you're engaging in positive toxicity or toxic positivity." Because I'm telling you not to be a jerk. People get really
toxic.
People get really mad. People are like, "Yeah, they're gonna try to cancel me." All that stuff. Get over yourselves, people. It's a game, but there are real people behind it. Let's not forget.
Stop being a Quaxley.